We are so delighted.
We are also glad. So let us let's start with the recently concluded season. I know we had you here telling us about the UCE.
Yes.
And you took us through UCE and how prepared UNEB was, and UCE is almost at the edge of its end. How has it been?
Yeah, I want to say generally UCE has been smooth, right? Through all the processes that we began with, the preparation of the people, the distribution of examinations, and the conduct itself, it has been smooth generally, if I want to say. Of course, every system, every occasion has its challenges, but they were surmountable. They were not very big that we could not overcome them. On the side of the board, we didn't have any challenge in making sure that examinations reach the schools or the stations. That was done smoothly and in time. So even the schools generally have received their examinations, but of course once in a while there are those who want to access them, there are those who are trying to copy, but the people we sent there are also really up to the task. They have tried their best to ensure that the candidates do their work. So I want to say we have had it right.
Yeah. This time we've not had any cases of malpractice at the surge as some years ago. I was sharing with someone that there was a year, which I don't remember, but you would sit in a taxi and then as you check your WhatsApp, you see an exam in one of the WhatsApp groups. But this is something that the board has really tried to fight, and we really applaud you for that.
Surely we thank God and the entire administration of the board, our bosses. The systems they have put in place are really working out, and we thank those who are also involved, because everybody is serious. We have not had any leakage so far. We have not, as you said, we will be reading the papers here. They cut. Those are not there. The people who are trying are now in the classroom, the school level. Those who are trying to cheat for the children, maybe to write for them, as in way of impersonating. Those are there, and we are managing somehow, we know. But the other magnitude, which is alarming, and before you take your examination to school, somebody else has got it, it has reduced.
Okay.
It will die out soon.
That is also interesting. Now, there is this hot cake of our first timers, those babies who had their briefing yesterday, and they are sitting their exams today. Before, days back, or if we look into our times, the norm was today is briefing, tomorrow is exam. But we realized this time things changed. That today is briefing, they have a day to rest, and then the exams will commence tomorrow. Why is it like this time?
Yeah, generally, Edrin, this one was about the program of the entire season. It does not come out of the PLE per se, but when we programmed the UCE, the PLE and the USCE, the days in between here had to fall into that, and we wanted to allow time for our partners, our professional people deployed to manage the examinations to travel safely and reach the centers. Sometimes we do it in a hurry, and before we realize people have not reached in time to manage. And this time round, this day in between is giving allowance for proper distribution and the proper travel of everyone to reach their destination, so that they can manage the papers, the conduct of the PLE very well. So it is not going to be strange to the candidates. Of course, they also get a moment to relax, and they get into the examination when they are composed. We think it's not going to work negatively on the children and on the system. It is meant for the smooth conduct of this examination, that everybody gets time to settle in and do the work properly. Yes.
Now let's talk about the preparedness. Of course, from a presser yesterday, we realized that by yesterday, 4 teachers were got, of course, engaging into distributing of what they call the UNEB papers.
Yeah.
But days back, I think before UCE started, we also saw a video, and the PRO came and talked about that young man who was apologizing. I apologize to UNEB for having called myself a UNEB examiner. So what he was teaching in some primary school in Nakaseke. So we've seen such cases coming through and coming through and coming through. But are you sure, as per your preparedness, that this was the last batch of people you are arresting? At least now the situation is is normal.
Adrian, you cannot talk with certainty.
Okay.
Our country is full of money makers. People take opportunity at any small thing they land on. As you have said it, right before the start of UCE, we had the track of so many people who were trading different papers of different examinations, but more so the PLE. And as you have put it, some of these have been tracked and netted. I can't assure you that that is all. I know our security system is still running through, and I want to assure you they are still looking for them. There are many more out there who have dared. Of course, they have platforms they are sharing, and they are being netted, and it is not done until it is done. So let those who are still doing it, don't imagine that for them they are now safe. It has stopped on those that have been netted. We have bosses have security meetings where they share information, and we have opportunity to learn what is happening. Some of these platforms are also shared with us. So there are some who are out there, but security is not seated. They will still look for them, and we want to request that those who are still trying to dare, even to the people we have sent to the field, we have warned them. There's a lot of forwarding of information that people get. I get something, I forward to you, and most of these are teachers who have gone to the field. We warned them in our briefings, even yesterday, to stop that habit. You get something, whether it is correct or wrong. In this season, it is so dangerous to simply share what you don't understand. So, because of if it is an examination, you will not know what it is until the papers are opened. But you'll be trading on very dangerous ground to receive something that looks like an examination and you forward it to a colleague. The best would be if you receive, keep it to yourself until when you think this season is over. We have advised them to share with us in case they get a challenge. Before they open this, you just simply forward for us to see what people are sharing. So, in a nutshell, there are many more others who are trying out their luck to dupe the public, because they know very well that what they are doing is wrong, and they know that what they have is not the right paper, or they are not the right papers. They are simply money makers trying to survive in the season, but they are trading on dangerous ground, I must say.
It's so unfortunate when you see that someone is trusting a child's future, because I really sympathize with these little ones. They're already on pressure. They're sitting for these exams first, and then someone comes with what they think is a UNEB exam, and then that alone disorganizes their
very
attention.
True. Actually, where you see cases when we are having security meetings and these children turn up to defend their work, it is so disheartening to find that this child knew the right answers, but in the paper they are wrong answers, and these are the answers that the whole class or the whole group that was caught in that area have. So the children, in most of the cases where they have been taught, can answer and they pass very well, but they are disorganized by the adults who want to imagine they want to survive, but also to impress maybe their parents. There are these teachers who have been coaching and they want to impress the parents that, your child, yes, I've been working so hard, and therefore the child is a for material, not knowing that sometimes they make mistakes. Edwin, I want to assure you that some of the answers that come as answers from the teachers who want to help are wrong. The children, you will find they crossed the right answer and they wrote the wrong one. And those cheats that come as evidence, exhibits from the public, have wrong answers at times, when actually the children had the right answers. So this shows you that this lack of confidence in adults lands children into trouble when they have actually even read and understood what they would be able to answer. So it's a terrible problem. So it would be that when teachers end the teaching, like by now, because after yesterday, we don't expect any school to be teaching. We tell them to end teaching before briefing. So today would be for the children to relax and try to actualize, to understand, to remember, so that they produce their work properly, because they have been taught exactly what is being asked. So when a cheat comes out, the children panic, and most of the young children don't participate in this because they don't make deals with the adults. So it's the schools, it is the teachers, and I think this is an opportunity to appeal to the head teachers and to the directors of schools to really leave the children do their work if you want them to be sensible and responsible citizens. Because, Edwin, I look at a situation, if you had teacher brought answers to us, in the future I see a situation where these very children are going to despise you and despise the school. They will not give respect to this school. They will recall the time when the head teacher came running, the teachers hid into the toilets, because that is where they hide. So you see in a school, before the children end the paper, the children are going to the toilets, and you wonder whether they got diarrhea in the night, when actually the teachers sometimes are hiding there, giving answers. So it is a very embarrassing action for the teacher to be cheating for the children you have been teaching, meaning you have been teaching them wrong concepts, and now you have the opportunity to correct them. These children are going to despise the teachers later on, before they get to know the children are talking bad and ill against them. So it's not a good thing.
Wow, I also look at it in a way of integrity. So how are you going to maintain integrity among these children when you are alone?
Indeed, it is. It's not easy, because what you do, and these young children really tend to mimic what they see adults doing. Integrity cannot be maintained once they see you running and hiding and trying to give them what they should write. Some of them actually refuse. I've seen there are children who are well groomed right from home, and when malpractice happens, for them they will have different answers. And when all children are invited, for them they will say, for me, when they gave me a cheat, I refused. I did not write what they said. And to some of the children, they even go ahead and write in their scripts. In our class, teachers brought answers. We have also met this. Yes. In fact, last year we had a catchword. It was "tukopere muno." In some school, the child wrote "tukopere muno," like that. Yes. So, meaning maybe the child wanted to bring it out that out of disgust. This child was, I think, not interested. Otherwise, if the child was interested, there was no way that child could write that kind of. So they put their information once they're disgusted. So some of the schools even wonder how they are let out after helping the children who reported us. These children themselves don't want. So when we talk about integrity, some of our children have that integrity built into them, but they are let down by the adults. So we must start from that young stage to build integrity among us, among people, so that they get to know what is right and what is wrong, and they live by it as they grow up as adults.
Okay. Have you registered any cases of students who paid their registration fees to schools and instead the schools never registered them this year?
After we launched the beginning of the examinations, and after we put up the timetables, that we put up that requirement of the registers being put up. Yes, different candidates would come different parents would come. But I want to assure you this time around this year, our executive director has been very, very lenient up to the end almost. Those who dared to really find out, they were helped. We shall be so embarrassed and annoyed to find that there are even those who remained there, because time has been given up to the latest, and a few cases came up and they were registered. Yes, they were there and they were registered.
Okay. Yeah. That is good news, because it was really hurting each time we had the stories of people crying out in the media when they wake up to go to do the exams, but they find the head teacher disappeared.
Exactly.
And the school is
closed. But Edwin, we can't be very sure until we end these examinations, because whereas we give out this information, as even we talk now here, there are many people who don't pay attention to this communication. They never attend to media, they never read papers, they never read circulars, they are not anywhere. They will only wake up to find these situations. We cannot be very sure. We have been trying to reach out. We have sent information to the districts through the inspectors, because those are our arms in the field. We have tried to make sure that they communicate to the schools and to the children, to the parents. We even said they should announce in churches that the parents go to the schools and they confirm registration of their children. We have even other easier ways of using the phone, SMS to confirm. But you never know, this communication may be landing on deaf ears. So many people get embarrassed, whereas they have even heard us saying, they don't take it serious, they assume. So we are only praying that maybe all our children out there are registered. If we find they're not registered, it will be very unfortunate, because we have given it a lot of effort to ensure that nobody misses out.
That is good news. At least we can say that this time you've tried to close all the windows. At least now a parent will not say, Samanya, you just didn't want. If you've even gone ahead to reach out to churches to communicate to these people. We are taking a short commercial break. When we return, we are going now to get into a little more discussion around, especially with the PLE exams, because these are the ones that are starting tomorrow. They started yesterday with briefing, so there is a relaxation, and then the real exams will start tomorrow. We are coming back shortly.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Issues at Hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Welcome back from that break. This is Issues at Hand. We are looking at UNEB preparedness ahead of these upcoming exams of specifically PLE. We want to draw our attention on PLE because it is the hot cake. We know USC is on briefing. It's Friday, but of course these are people who have seen UNEB exams twice. This will be the third time. Sure. So theirs is not so. It doesn't put them on much tension than PLE. Now, before the break, we were talking about. How UNEB has been lenient in registration. So as per yesterday, how many students do you have that are going to sit for these exams?
Okay, Adrian. As of yesterday, I may not be, I have not looked at the portal, but as of last week, we had 794,000 candidates. I didn't prepare the last figures. There are 794 something thousand candidates, okay. Close to 800. Yes. So these are the candidates that are going to sit the PLE. Okay. And we realized that, remember when we came here, we told you that there is a tremendous increase from last year. Last year, this is about 7% increment from the figure of last year. Okay. This is quite a big number. Yes. Yeah, our candidature has increased at PLE, and I think we thank the parents, because at some point we believe all parents are struggling to ensure that their children sit P7. Yes. I think this is a very good improvement, and we have made preparations for all these children to ensure that they all sit. We are not going to have any gaps, because as I talk now, we have the distribution process has begun. Our first distribution was yesterday, and today we are out doing the same. Everything was done in time. By today is Tuesday. By Thursday last week, everything had been packed for all these children. We don't expect any gaps anywhere. We don't expect, unless, as we have been sharing before, a school did not register these children. But whoever registered the children, they will receive our examination. And we have prepared. And we had also prepared, by the way, for the children who are normally marginalized, the special needs. This one we have to talk about, because we have a problem. Sometimes people do not know that we have examinations for special needs children. These children appear in different schools, but they register them and they inform the board. We have also gone ahead to give them, those who are going to help them, those who need support. These people were also briefed on Friday last week, and we are sending them to help the children out there. So generally, everything has been done for these many candidates of this year, and we have also prepared people who are going to help them. The whole of this week and last week was spent on briefing the people who are going to participate, the invigilators, the supervisors, the chief invigilators, the scouts everywhere in the country. These scouts today are traveling to their destinations to ensure that they are there in time, and to see that the children do their examinations. Some people at times misunderstand the work of the scouts. The scouts are seen as people who are going there to disorganize and be terrible, but
so rude,
untouchable. But we want to sensitize the public and assure them that the scouts are out there to ensure that the children do their work without any disturbance. As we have been sharing, the people who go to give answers, to talk to the children, to work for them, are disturbing them. They distract them, and the children don't write what they should have written. So the scouts are out there to ensure that these children write what they have learned all the 7 years. If the scouts are not there, people imagine that they have been given a chance to help the children. Because when we have cases of malpractice and the head teachers come, the first thing they say, for us, we don't know what happened. Even your scouts were there. Meaning, where there is no scout, there is liberty to do what?
Yes.
To copy.
Yes.
UNEB has said, don't take a scout there so that they can do their work, which is not right. That is a misunderstanding. So, the many schools that we have, about 15,000 of them, 15,000 schools across the country, we have sieved out about 11,555 sitting centers. So each sitting center will have a scout. In addition to the chief vigilators and the vigilators that are within the schools in their areas, the scouts are also coming from different areas, but to ensure, we have told them, to ensure peace in the centers and to ensure that nobody distracts the children. That is the sole purpose of these people. So they need to be understood very well, other than being harassed, because we have cases of districts which really harass our scouts. They intimidate them, they track them wherever they go, they even use border borders to be following them as a way of intimidating them that they leave their work. So we have also talked to the officials in those districts where we normally face that problem, so that these people do their work in peace. Okay. So we think there is a lot of preparedness for these many candidates we have mentioned, and everything will be done according to the program set.
Okay. We have seen actually this happened while we were in the break, and we were talking about some of the people who present. You are talking about people who have got an opportunity to be registered again, but they are students who have studied up to senior 3, and then only to realize that UNEB doesn't have a record of their results, so they have to go back and sit at their P7. And the question now is, this student has been senior 1, senior 2, senior 3, as per now, but they are supposed to sit P7. So after sitting, do they go back to senior 1, or they continue with their senior 3 to senior 4 now?
Oh my God, that's a very good question. Even you cannot go to senior 4 when you don't have P7 results. So these children have gone back to P7, and therefore next year they will be in senior 1.
So the 3 years are gone.
They are gone.
Wasted.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so I want really to tell you the pain that the public has. Every year when we release the results, we get those that are suspected. And after the suspicion, candidates come to defend their work. During the defense, there are those who don't convince the board, and their results are cancelled completely. So those people whose results are cancelled are supposed to repeat P7. However, some head teachers and directors cannot take it in. They cannot take courage to tell the parents that, you see, our results were not released, we cannot have them, therefore let us have the children repeat, because this recommendation is normally given on the day of release. So where the children have not been given this information, the parents will go on to senior 1, because these head teachers will tell the parents that, you see, UNEB is still handling, we shall get our results sometime later. So they keep waiting. Some of the parents don't even take courage, because those who are bold will normally come to UNEB to find out, and they will tell them the truth. So these ones who have not come will bank on the word given by the head teacher or the directors. And when they do that, the children go to senior 1. They study until the time when they, now we thank our system, because with the new curriculum, the senior 3 students are supposed to send their continuous assessment results on the system. So as they do that, that is when they discover that they're not on the system. And then they come back to UNEB to find out. Remember, the people who admitted them in senior 1 sometimes also take the trust that their sleep will come.
Yes.
And I think this is a very good warning to the schools who admit senior ones. Senior ones must have results from UNEB. Whereas the result slips are not printed instantly, but there is a sheet from UNEB, result sheet from UNEB, which must show that your child, and therefore the school makes a testimonial. This one will show that the results were released from UNEB. And also, the SM system works out where you put the level, PLE, then the index number, you put space, the index number of the candidate, you put space, and then you send it to 6600, and then the details of your child will come. So when as a parent you do that and you don't see any details, you should be suspicious. You should run to UNEB immediately so that you get to know whether really your child has results anywhere. So the system of having to send results to the portal has awakened so many. Even this year, we have had cases in a district where candidates had been taken to senior 1, realized that they were not anywhere. And this school, that the parents of this school came back and requested that their children sit P7 again. And the executive director accepted that because these are children of Uganda who need help. So maybe going forward, out there, the parents who are listening in and the public, if you find that your child has no marks or the name is not on the system and now they're in senior 3, you need to check. This year may have gone because it is late, since P7 is beginning tomorrow. You may not be able to fit in, but you may have to come back next year and have your child repeat P7. It is painful.
Indeed.
Next year it will be 4 years on the road, and it is wasted time. But for somebody who wants to go forward with education, they need to endure the pain and come back and repeat P7.
Besides checking on the portal, for example, a parent has their child in senior 2 currently.
Yes.
Is there a way they can also check out to verify that their child's results or the portal reflects their child's results?
When you put in the system, I think you will be able to check. You'll be able to check it to find out when you put, because the results, first of all, are on the school portals. Even when if they go to the school still has these results on their portals. And they also have the printout. Maybe if the school is really meant to destroy, some of them even went and printed something that is similar to UNEB. That one will be unfortunate. But the checking using the SMS system can, I think, still help.
Okay.
Yes.
Even after 2 years?
I need to be very sure, because it goes by, because there's no way where you put the year.
The year.
That one I need to be very sure. Maybe on another turn. Verification.
Okay.
Yes.
So we also have parents. I remember I had a cousin who had a challenge, and you directed me. But we also have parents who have a challenge like that. Maybe the names of their children were misspelled or somehow, and then they maybe in cross-checking with the registers and what they were not able to identify that error, and now they see it now. What can they do in such an instance?
If there are candidates who are sitting now, we have sent registers still to the schools.
Okay.
Where the chief invigilator who is going to be in class is going to look at the register or vis-a-vis the name that the candidate is writing, because these names are going to be written on the desks of the candidates. There should be a name on they put their cards. So if the chief invigilator finds that the name in the register is different from the name that the candidate is using, they are supposed to go to the head teacher and get clarification. The head teacher is supposed to give clarification using maybe the registers, the details at the school. This is why head teachers are supposed to be at school when PLE is taking place, because they're supposed to solve these problems instantly.
Not only picking exams or what?
No, the teachers don't even pick examinations. At PLE, examinations are delivered. The district arranges distributors, and then these distributors have a route. They can be delivering about 10 I mean, they have a route where they have about 10 schools or less. So they go on delivering, and then the head teacher is supposed to be at school waiting. And when the distributor goes to the school, they're not also handing in to the head teacher, they're handing in to the chief invigilator, who is going to run the examinations in the school. So head teachers are at school just waiting to solve any problem, any challenge that may face the candidates. They're supposed to be there waiting. Yes. So going back to the amendments,
yes,
if the chief invigilator finds that there is a problem and the head teacher realizes that indeed there is a problem, they're supposed to write those amendments on that register. So when we get back the registers here in the board, we shall make those amendments as indicated by the head teacher at the school. Yes, this is what we have done. So these registers are already there because our materials were delivered to all the districts, and we are sure they are there now. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no worries.
No worries at all.
Okay.
Unless the chief invigilator has not taken this work seriously, because we have requested them to look at all the names to ensure that they correspond with the names that the candidates are writing on their papers. But Edwin, there's also a funny scenario that some candidates at times get confused. They have this name they have been using, which the school also knows, but when they reach the examination, they introduce a new name. There is also a scenario where candidate me writes your name on my sheet. Instead of my own name, I pick yours and write it on mine, but the index number is different. These are the problems we find when we are marking. And so there was this one who was very bad. Said, I chose to write his name because he was bright. I thought they would give me his marks. So when you're marking, you find two scripts with the same name.
Different index numbers.
Different index numbers. This one is naivety of some sort. So this young man thinks that they will give him the marks of his friend who is bright. So the ones in the classroom are supposed to be keen. So as they go around, they must say, why do you, here on the register, the name reads this, but on your paper and on this card, I'm seeing this. And therefore, the head teacher has now to be consulted from the office. What is the actual name of candidate? These problems, this should be solved at the classroom level when the candidates are still there. They also have a list where they sign. We call it an attendance list. Still, this keen invigilator and chief invigilator are going to look at the candidates list in this classroom because they normally use many. So the one in charge of this classroom is supposed to look at the candidates list and say, this is, on this table I see the candidate's name is this, but on the list I'm seeing something different. So this is where they should detect the errors in the register. Either the candidate is writing it wrong or the register has a problem. And they should rectify the problems while at school, even when the candidates are there. Because this candidate can be asked, what is your actual name? Which name have you been using? Some of them want to add their father's name during the examination. We have also seen those cases. And when we are marking them, we mark them under protest until clarification is given. Sometimes you hear us not releasing some results.
Yes.
Some of these results that have got those problems, we first hold until clarification is done. Yes. So in the classroom, a lot of clarification has to be done so that these registers come back to us and we get to see what to correct and what to leave.
Okay. Yes. But you realize sometimes it also comes from the parents. Which name did you use? And then that is how it all the child gets. But what are some of the take home points you would share with someone watching us, especially the parents in such a season?
Yes. Thank you very much, Edwin. To the parents, first of all, I want to appreciate their effort that they have made sure that their children reach this level. I'm also a parent, by the way, of a candidate. And I also declare to the board that I have a candidate, by the way. When the season comes, you must declare if you pay. Yes, because I have interest. I should not touch areas where I can, Yes. So I'm also a parent who wants to wish my son success. But to the parents over there, I want to first of all congratulate you that having a P7 candidate is really a challenge. This is a high stakes examination. That's what we say. Yeah. It puts a lot of tension to everyone.
Exactly.
But that tension should go with responsibility. The parents must ensure that their children have what they need now in as far as writing the papers is concerned. They should provide them with pens enough to take them through. Don't give this child one pen because they must be ready in case this one refuses. What do I do? They should give them something to eat. Most of our children who are commuting, who are coming from home, sometimes go without meals. But in these 2 days, dear parents, provide something to eat to the children. They are going through a lot. They panic, they fear. But if they have taken in something, they will not panic, they will not fear, and they will answer when they are comfortable. To the schools where these children are going, please, even when the parents fail, make some arrangement. By now, you should have called those parents to provide some fee to buy something to eat. And we advise the schools to prepare this in school. Sometimes the schools prepare and they say we are taking our children for lunch somewhere else. This arrangement is not a special meal. Please don't take them to Serena or anywhere. Let Serena provide the meal in school, where even those people who have visited the school, the invigilators, the scouts, are able to see them while they take their meals. Because some of those who take them away also have sinister moves, which are likely to endanger these candidates. And to all of us who have been assigned duty to ensure that the PLE goes on smoothly, I want to request that everybody does their work smoothly. We have the invigilators, as I said, we have the chief invigilators, we have the scouts, we have different people who are overseeing the monitors. We have those who are also going to the security. We want everybody to participate and participate fully because everybody has accepted. Let people not abandon this work as they move. There are people who have at first they show commitment, but along the way they abandon their work. And where they abandon this work, we get problems. So I want to request for commitment from everyone. The board has tried to do its best, and we want to also thank our Ministry of Education for the support. We have received the support that the board would need to do this work. I want to say everybody is set. We have done what it takes to send these people and to send the papers. We want to pray for success in all. And I want to thank this TV, Light TV, for giving us the opportunity to air out these ideas to the public, because people need to hear something. There are those who never see anybody from government, never see anybody from the UNEB. UNEB looks like a big monster. But when we talk to you out there, I think we demystify this, and you realize that we are part of you. And I've also told you we are also parents. We also feel it like you also do out there. Not that we work there and therefore our children know the answer. They don't. We don't even get enough time for them like you sometimes do. Yeah, so we are in the same boat. The panic as a parent is normal, but the best we do is to pray. I want to request that the prayers continue. At the board we had a series of days when we prayed, and we are still praying. As individuals, we need to continue praying for these children, for the candidates, so that all goes well, because sickness can arise anytime. A person's hand can break. By the way, I forgot to tell you that if the children, people get challenges at the board, we have given contacts. We have the manual. We have said if you get a challenge, your child gets a hand broken, we can still support that child to do the examination. They should not sit back. They need to communicate. There are many channels of communication we have at the district. Run to the district, we have the inspector, we have district monitors, we have the security right from the maybe RPC, the DPC. All of them are aware that there is PLE coming, and they can help you to communicate and solve problems. So reach out to them before you run to your neighbor, which is far. Go to the nearest district officials and maybe police. You will get help at this point.
Okay.
Yes.
I love the fact that because I remember someone who said their child got an accident as they were going to school on that day, and then I think either the leg or the hand got a problem. It didn't break, but I think it got a simple fracture. But the child had to sit back home and lose the entire year.
Terrible things. These people we have we call them the support. Okay, they support the SNE children, support personnel. So if there's that challenge, if they reported, even if this child is lying down in a room, they will have a supervisor, but this other person will come and help to write. The child will give the answers as the helper writes the answers. So they should not lose it out in case they get that kind of challenge. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Rose Nabukenya. And thank you so much to you, viewer. We believe that, yeah, indeed, according to what we've heard, UNEB is very prepared for these exams. Now, parents, let us also play our role. Teachers, let us also know our limits in this moment. But all in all, we wish you success. We believe that the Almighty God is going to take you through this season and you will come out victorious. Thank you so much for watching Church of Uganda Family TV. We meet again tomorrow. Of course, I've worked with Jackie, I've worked with Esther, and bring